Nothing is really on this month. Potomac is about to go out with a whimper. We're going to take it back to when reality TV was king. Back to when Nene was the moose we loved and could do no wrong. Back to our first introduction to Kenya and her Skinya. So let's go back to season 5 when it was all jive. So we've got the taglines. I have arrived and the spotlight is on me, honey. I may be small, oh, but my empire keeps on growing. Oh, when was the last time you hit that? Oh, beauty fades, class is forever, but not your husband or the next one. Wow. This is going to be the So Raven review because we can gaze into the future, see it from a distance. I ask, believe, and I receive. Really? Where's all that money now? I'm a Southern belle. Brains, booty, and bamboozlement. I won Miss USA, not Miss Congeniality. Sure ain't with no man. So we open with Nene and oh Lord, this banana wig on her head. She said, Josephine will have a banana skirt, I'ma have a banana wig. So Nene getting ready to film the new normal, so she's heading out to Hollywood to get booted back to Atlanta faster than you can say blue. And this is when Nene was still in that Sugarloaf model home across town with Candy Burris. Oh, she's got her toddler. This is before that light fell on Elise Neal's head. You know, this is so long ago, and Todd has this Beijing helmet on. Oh, goodness. Now, here we have Kim getting ready to get put out of yet another mansion. Her and Croy are, well, yeah, whatever. I'm enjoying nostalgia, and muting them lets me remember other good times. Sometimes you just got to put on a rerun, honey, and talk about it. We didn't know how good we had it. Girl, this is the first time we saw Sweetie after she lost all that weight. For a minute, I thought she was on Ozempic. Maybe she was doing a trial because she dropped them pounds. Croy was still human looking back then before he got all these fillers and teeths. Then again, with that kind of racism, he was going to rot quickly anyway. Curdle, they call it. Curdle. It's going to cost them $100,000 to move. Well, I don't know why they could use Kim's wigs as crating. Stiff as they are, I'm going to be fast forwarding through her sections for the duration of this. Her story just isn't important. At Lion Fraud Central, oh God. Think you're getting her dog from the vet. Get a parrot so it can tell on you. Oh, Jesus, she planning pet funerals. Phaedra, you money-grubbing Cruella de Vil-esque villain. You really said, I'm going to get these grieving pet owners. You are beyond foul. Oh, God, we have Cynthia and the real star of Housewives of Atlanta, Penelope Thomas Bailey. She was just coming into her own, being Cynthia's backbone. Cynthia took off that Sonic the Hedgehog wig finally. I missed that Joker. Fine Leon dropped by. Leon still looked the damn same. Actually, he looked better. Leon looked better. Oh my God. I feel like I'm home again. We can call Kim's racism for what it is. So loud and so clear now. And now introducing Kenya Summer Moore. Oh Lord, with Miss Lawrence. Girl, Lawrence says, so what does this move mean for you and Walter? Not a goddamn thing. I'm an actor, producer, model, singer. You a reality star. And don't let the Louboutins fool you. I'll beat a bitch down. Keep talking, Helper. Keep talking. In the gym 6 days a week so you can maintain perfection. And I guess every 7th day, you go to the surgeon to get that lump relumped and your hump rehumped. Your ass has been askew since 92. Okay, so now we get the mama story with Auntie Lesbian. She gonna turn your back on you too. You think about Walter. The fact that you even think about Walter. You think love is in the air. No, that's a fart. That's a fart. Not even Badussi. New chapter, new pamphlet. Oh my God. Over with Kim. Her, and I don't even know what to call Sweetie. But they go to visit Candy, and Kim says, oh, why does only the one gate work? Because that's all you need. The other gate stays closed and secure. You don't know what it is to have working gates, though. That's why you think they both open. Because you ain't got nothing in your house worth robbing. Stupid. And Sweetie gonna say, welcome to the hood. Where do you live? Where do you live now? Did they pay you for that Ozempic trial? I bet you only got $1,500 and that's long gone. Like your fame. Then Kim get out, pretty house. You two-faced bitch. Candy's house isn't safe. I locked my doors. Like any Karen would. Or Kim. Or Kim. I forgot she had a jacuzzi room. A jacuzzi. You know I Kim telling Candy, it's going to cost me $100,000 to move. You just make up numbers arbitrarily. You don't need sun, so an indoor pool is perfect for you. Tell me, Shell. God, just put your hood on. You too, sweetie. Oh, wait, that nappy wig is hood enough. Out in Beverly Hills, Nene has a meeting with Ryan Murphy. Oh, it's funny how he forgot all about you. And now we have the inspiration for what the fuck is that? Is it a welcome mat? Is that a dead cat? We gotta talk about the unit. Yeah, about the unit. Yeah. Cause what is up with that head? Did you just get out of bed? That shit is dyed and fried. It looks so tight. What is up? What is up? What is up with that head? You got in the front and in the back. I'm telling you that wig is whack. You got in the front and in the back. I'm telling you that wig is whack. What is up with that head? Oh, what is up with that head? Ooh, why is there a seam? You better blame your team. Hair rising like crust. Is that lined with dust? Oh. And then look at the front. Look at the front. Look at the front. Them continents don't meet. Swiss miss over here and dismissed over there. I mean, do you just think that the back of your head doesn't exist? In the three-dimensional? It's... But then you got all this in the front. Like, why couldn't you get a piece back here to, just shimmy over that sink? What, did somebody snatch something before you went on camera? I mean, this is white woman hair. You could have gotten this from Kim's edges, this little piecelet that you got on right here, this piecelet. And you just let the back just be just black as it want to be. You can have a mixed race hairstyle, but that ain't it. That's just two parents and ain't no co-parenting. Oh, that's right. This when Nene acted like she knew Tyler Perry. You just called a disconnected line. I'll tell you who you called. You called your old boss when you was getting an internship at 11 Alive. Remember when he was interning at 11 Alive? Keeping it real with Nene. Back in Atlanta, Cynthia's got her modeling call at the Bailey Agency. Let's see if it's still open. The Bailey Agency School of Fashion. Girl, they still got an Instagram. They have a 6-week course, you barbizon ass bitch. Not a 6-week course. Not a 6-week course. Last post, November 4th, 2022. Oh my God. She said, I'm going to get this money. I'm not saying Cynthia wasn't a great model. I just don't know if I would trust her with the booking business end of it all. Like if she was booking fashion shows, that would be one thing. Like you're not a model, but now you're really into casting. But what designers is she working with? This was really just an excuse for Kenya to be Kenya and say coochie crack. Oh, and this is when we first meet the Bailey boys. That same sorry sissy who went on Love is Blind and acted like he wasn't bisexual, then went and told her and poured a drink on her when she reacted poorly to the lies. Oh, Lord. Ooh, there he is. Just looking odd as he wanna. But I'd never trust a sissy from Atlanta. Why do they only have the tiredest, dustiest sissies in Atlanta? Why do all of the sissies in Atlanta use a Hanes t-shirt as part of their outfit? That's an undergarment, girl. That is giving something my grandpapa would wear around the house before he would put on a dress shirt. But yet you got that on under a cardigan like it's a look. And why is it tucked into the belt like that? Oh, Kenya, you really came on playing the villain and then wonder, why does no one like me? But you do it for a check. One of the girls walks off the stage and Kenya says, that's a man. Another man that don't want you, girl, you can spot him anywhere, can't you? Another man that ain't interested. That's a man. Girl, boom. I was looking for an Adam's apple, and you still looking for an Adam's apple to lay up with you. Still looking. God don't like ugly. Cynthia's like, we are not here to tear these ladies down. Well, Kenya, how you start? Wonder if you'll be tearing down. Oh, that's right. Porsha will be back. Of course she will. I have to say, Kenya has stayed this same mean, nasty, I hate other women woman ever since she's been on the show, ever since season 5, episode 1. This is who you've been. It's been consistent and we haven't seen growth. And that's why we get tired of you. We're not hating on Kenya. Kenya doesn't like other women and we point out ugly behavior. And this behavior is ugly. It's hideous. It's as ugly as her skin. That's why the skin looks like that. Her skin is crawling to get away from her. The bumps are the suitcases because it's packed its shit. Oh. Sometimes even I make me laugh. I'm so offended. Can't you? Looking back at this in a 2024 lens, girl, and now seeing your behavior, you still the same. Awful. I remember when Chris and I first started doing pop roast, and one of his first impressions was of me was, he said, Kenya Moore is an asshole. And as I rewatched this, I was right. To be that mean for no reason, that is the opposite of the woman that I met at BravoCon. But oh Lord, that really does leave a bad taste in your mouth. So then the zesty sissies are sick of her horrible behavior and they're telling her you could be more polite with your notes. And Kenya calls for security and calls him a bitch. And he says, I'm not holding up a mirror. You don't see yourself. I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. Oh God, she's got security because she's a public figure. You're a public fart. This is also when Cynthia was hands down the most beautiful on the cast. She was giving you full model in the confessional, simple look, but oh my God, the makeup, the skin, yeah. The golden era, I tell you, we didn't know what we had. If someone could take you aside and show you a correct way to apply makeup, you wouldn't be looking like a clown compared to these women. All right, well, that was episode 1, so I will see you soon for episode 2. So we open with Nene getting her accolades at the gay pride parade. Then we get to Kenya's first meeting with frickin' Frack, Phaedra, and Candy. So they mention Cynthia and Lord. Kenya starts going in on her event, and the girl had coochie crack, and I had to have my security throw out her minion. You look crazy right now. You look incredibly foolish and foolhardy, which you are, at least in romance. Then again, these men ain't shit. Oh, and now she bring up Walter and his toupee. Across town, we have our first meeting with Auntie Lesbian. Auntie Lesbian, shady from the gatey. Kenya walks her into her office, or what will be her office. This isn't Kenya's ditch. But she says, I'll have my movie posters and my trophies and stuff in here. And she says, well, that's narcissistic, but that's you. This is her office where she's conducting business, where you do put up like, hey, this is the proof that the pudding is in. People are so weird about that. When you actually say something that is a fact, oh, how narcissistic. I'm sorry. I should have an office with nothing on the wall, and you should just hope. So Auntie Lesbian now whining she ain't met Walter and his toupee, and starts browbeating her. Why ain't you with so-and-so from back in the day? Because, child, that ain't work. You go marry him. You old, he's a good man, Savannah Heifer. Oh, Jesus! The booty workout plotline. We all at the gym. Cynthia with the fresh blowout. Nene, how you got gym head before you stretch? You walk in the gym with gym head. Look at this shit. Why is Nene barefoot in this gym? And then the way she stands is just extra countrified. Like, it's not like, okay, I'm standing here barefoot, connected center. It's like, no, like, yeah. I guess it's the exercises, but also it's like you had to pull these, like, I don't know, non-workout culottes up, down, all around. So talk turns to Kenya after everybody's pretended to exercise. And Phaedra said she's really funny. And Cynthia's like, funny looking with that clown makeup. Funny looking with that book of Braille on her face. I won Miss America in 1982. That's what it says. So Cynthia starts throwing all kind of shade. Kenya. Well, she's a Jet Beauty of the Week or Miss America, whatever she claims she says. But when she was there, I don't even know if she spoke to me or not, but she was an asshole. Oh, God, Kenya's first date with Walter and his toupee. And his toupee. Not enough gray for the toupee. It's a Steve Harvey. Blame it on the Steve Harvey. He'll make you fall in love. The look on his face when she talking about children and eggs. With this eyeshadow, that's auntie eyeshadow. That ain't mommy eyeshadow. Oh, Jesus. So he mentions he has Candy out and she goes into her, Lionel, you haven't danced with me all night acting mode. Then gonna take her food to go to the bathroom, have an on-camera breakdown, and Walter's just like, is this part of filming? See, you gotta prep your extras for your outbursts. He don't know to act like he give a shit about you. His toupee too tight. Girl, he's sitting there just sweating, hoping his foundation don't betray him. That nervous look was, Jesus, let me be filming, because that was a good line. So she come back to the table, and he's like, I like you. Let me not look like a total butt on camera. I might want a piece of puss after this, but never yours. But I feel like this was him trying to save face. Over with Candy and Todd, they moving in together and all happy. Heifer Joy's gonna come shit on it. Yeah, this is when we had original bodies, butts that match thighs, and breasts that were just breasts. You might have some pieces in your head, but the wig wasn't bushy yet. So Candy and Phaedra get to talking about Nene's hot and cold attitude towards Candy. It's the evening of Nene's women's empowerment. Oh, the golden age of the women's empowerment. Wonder anybody go to Lisa Marie Cloud's women's empowerment, her WIN convention? Did you go on a buddy pass? Imagine, I still can't. We might have to do some classic Married to Medical as well. Kim shows up to leave. Bye. So Nene walks into Kim right as Kim's trying to sneak out with that thing in tow. Oh, Lord. And we close out this episode with our first face-off between Cynthia and Kenya. And this is when Cynthia just stumbles over these weak little reeds. I'm not her talking head. Maybe a pretty talking head. It was very stilted. You need to rehearse your reads. It's okay to come to a fight armed better than get your ass whooped. Whoop. Nene doesn't even need to know. You don't have a relationship. God, Cynthia, I think Nene and you were way closer than you and Penelope Thomas. You just had a marriage of convenience. Well, he had a 3 hots and a cot, and you had a storyline. What year did you win, girl? Before or after Nessa Williams? Now King is like, just ask her skin. I did a whole video about it. In Braille, it'll tell you. Well, that was the shit, so I'm going to see you soon for episode 3. Oh, God, every episode. Oh, that's what made season 5 seem so long. Just starting off that, oh, my empire keeps on growing. Oh. So we open with Nene and Greg getting their hooves tended to at the pedicurist. Greg begging for a key to the house because their pretend divorce is over. Greg said he was thinking about opening an office in LA. What do you do, Greg? What do you do other than live off Nene? I want a key to your door like I've never had before. Greg is a lovable coot. The best thing Nene got going for her. Nene said that is so embarrassing. No, what's embarrassing is the back of your head. She's got the piss yellow blonde Peter Pan in the front, but ruined welcome mat in the back. Oh, Lord, and here comes Lawrence. Nene said no more poems. Across town with Phaedra and Apollo. Apollo just got certified as a nutritionist. You see, you should have been worried about vitamins rather than VIN numbers. Focus on the fitness rather than the felonies. Oh, Lord, and we're gearing up for the donkey booty workout. You are a jackass, Phaedra, I can tell you that. Oh, Lord, grand drag. I'm gonna go grab my food. Now we have Porsha and Kenya's first meeting. Porsha's asking Kenya to participate in one of the Hosea Feed the Homeless events. And of course, Kenya's like, well, as a former Miss USA, I'm always being asked to balls and galas. Girl, please, you'll show up to the opening of an envelope. This heifer thinks she increases donations. Maybe because people pity an out-of-work actress. She has her own charity, the Kenya Moore Foundation. I will say you went on and gave the Detroit schools $20,000 and Nene gave them nothing. Child, Porsha brings up marriage, Kenya got quiet. Ooh, and Portia's giving us Black Jessica Simpson. Well, there is a Chinese calendar that you can use online that will tell you what you're going to have for your girl. Because my husband wants to have a girl, so he can borrow her heels. But Porsha did have a girl. Child, the death stare Kenya gave Porsha when she said, I'm going to be done having kids by 35 with her 48-year-old self. Kenya said, oh, I'm way past 35, so I can't relate. And Porsha going to say, oh, well, my aunt's 43 and she's got a fertility doctor. You want the information? Porsha knew what she was doing. So Porsha says, no men, it's just women. And Kenya says, well, what if I know a guy who wants to donate? Porsha said, it's just women, but that's okay. So now we get Portia's little intro. And now we get Cordelia. Oh, Lord, him and his big rail head. Do I think Porsha was playing dumb back then? Absolutely. I also think she was a bit sheltered. She was young. She was a little naive. We watched her grow up. But she should have gotten something out that sissy. So now we've got Cynthia and Nene in New York. So we see Cynthia and Nene's true friendship, and Cynthia's able to be happy for Nene's success. Could Nene be happy for Cynthia's? I don't think so. Cynthia can't believe Nene's been to the city but ain't taken the subway. Well, because of where she was staying, it wasn't really necessary. Everything was walking distance. But that's back in the good, this is 8-9 years ago. This is back when the trains were good. Back in Atlanta, Candy's moving. And across town, Kenya and Phaedra are having a drink. So they decide to partner up on the Donkey Booty video because Kenya's done movies with her production company. Girl, the last movie you did at this time was over a decade ago. So now we get to the topic of Walter. And Kenya says, I'm working on it. I'm trying not to push. Girl, you pushed, you shoved, and heave-hoed that man out your life. She said I was hell on wheels. Really? I learned something from this. Never do an ice cream toast to new friendship because that crap melted. Okay, the apartment 5 umbrella in this scene is quintessential New York. All New Yorkers know what I'm talking about. We got Nene on her first subway ride. Oh, Cynthia said Nene's career is going to bring her to New York a lot. No, it's not. This is her height, her pinnacle. But it's all downhill from here. Cynthia gonna say, I'm gonna need you to know what a Metro card is. Girl, back when you were in New York, it was tokens. Tokens. I was Metro card New York. You were token New York. Token. Oh, child, Nene put on her white woman voice when she was greeting fans on the subway. All the best. You can do it, honey. Be an actress. Girl, they went one stop. They went one stop. Oh, wow, this is back when hot dogs was $2. They $4 now. So now it's the night of Porsha's function. The creme de la creme of Atlanta society. It's funny to me, they've really stopped with the Atlanta society and the high society and the upper echelon. They stopped with all that. They're reality stars and they know it, clap their hands. The smoke Kenya blows up her own ass. I get invited to events with presidents and A-list stars. Okay, you know what? You did share a screen with Whitney Houston for a minute. Actually, less than that, 30 seconds. But you think you're going to lend your celebrity name and watch the donanes roll in just because of your presence. The only thing you can do is clear a room of men, which is why Porsha said only women. Now, Kenya, Porsha said no men. Why did you invite Miss Lawrence? She ain't got deep pockets. Lord, in walks Cordelia to fanfare. Wait a minute, Cordell just threw shade. He said this is a moment for my wife to exploit and show how dedicated she is as a humanitarian. Exploit? Exploit. He think he a slick sissy. So Cordell leave because it's a women's event for the women's empowerment. But now Porsha introduces Kenya. We've got Miss America here, 1990. Shade. A friend would have just said former Miss America or a Miss America, but you're going to put that year on it. And the wrong title. But the year is worse. I'd rather be, I just would have let Miss America ride. But the year, 1990. So after Porsha gets off stage, Kenya starts whining about how cold she is. Girl, you better be grateful. This is the one event that they actually have the air on. Normally, they got y'all in there sweating like hogs. Makeup running all down your, well, I can't say couture. So Kenya and her friend run out of the event, leaving Porsha, acting like they got somewhere to be. You waiting for a sissy to come pick you up so you can spend all night getting ignored by Walter. Just like Lionel, because he hasn't danced with you all night. Ha! Kenya said this heifer gets on the microphone. You're just mad because everybody knows Miss America. People are like, Miss USA? There's a difference? Oh, okay. So Porsha comes out to check on Kenya. Porsha didn't care. Production forced that. I will curse your ass out and keep on stepping. Oh, how beauty queen of you. Kenya really didn't make the title look good, did she? Oh, God. So now Porsha comes back outside and says, I feel like you're being disrespectful and I think you can go ahead and leave. Well, the girl already in the parking lot and production ain't going nowhere. But okay, get your charade on. Oh, and that's the thing. You don't put Kenya out. Kenya puts you out. This is what started the war. Kenya acting like she's some royal. You didn't even get my title right. Porsha said from 19 whenever, I don't remember. Do your research. You invited me. I feel disrespected. Girl, it happens all the time and nobody cares about these pageants anymore anyway. You're lucky you were able to ride this title onto this show. Porsha said, you're on the curb where you should be. Well, that's where her husband put her. Porsha said, Google you. It's not even in the search engine. It's so old. Ah! Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry for that. Okay, let me just stop sharing. And we're live. How was that? How was that wonderful trip down memory lane?
Well, from my perspective, it was good, but still a complete mess. And first and foremost, can we just talk about the level of 2010's Justin Bieber X Generous fuckery? What was that unit on Nini's head?
Oh, well, I.
It gives butch lesbian bowl cut.
But so do her shoulders. So do her shoulders. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, I just had to hang up with my friend. But I agree. It's definitely a 12. This was 12 years ago, everybody. 12 years ago. And so since this is the season when Porsha met Kenya, I figured, you know what, ain't shit else on. So let's go on and do a deep dive into season 5. And we'll do, little reviews and then come on and talk about them. If anybody else wants to join the chat, there is the link. This is an open forum because it's great to refresh ourselves on history. We know. But in these 3 episodes, I took away from, and it's so great that, we're 12, 13 years later, Kenya Moore is an asshole. Kenya Moore came on this show being mean to every woman she saw. She was mean to Cynthia. She was mean to the ladies that showed up for an audition. I mean, and then she tried it with Porsha, and Porsha and her wedge sneaker heels said, girl. And we gonna follow that story because we gonna see how much shit Kenya talks and when she gets hit for that shit, but we know that's coming. So I'd like to welcome our guest, Liam and LL Shady Gal. Shady Gal, could you share with us what are some of your thoughts after that 3-up recap?
I'm sorry. I'm one of the weirdos in the world. I like Kenya. Oh, don't get me wrong. She's an asshat. A whole asshat. With a silicone butt from the 70s. Looking completely like Nicki Minaj, baby. That ain't jelly because jam don't shake. Ain't nothing shaking back there with that donkey butt. But
you'll assume that's actual jelly and not just flicks of flat and motor oil.
Baby, that's peanut butter. That's just jam. That's just stuff. Kenya had a little money in the 90s. Now she wasn't back there at the hotels getting cement in the booty.
Oh,
she could afford a little bit. This wasn't no pose. Let's get some cement, some bleach, and make something happen.
Nothing's hardening yet. Just getting maybe a little firm.
Exactly. It was firm and lumpy.
Exactly. Like that good old school silicone. Because them titties never moved in the 90s. They move now.
But also the back of Nini's head.
Oh, Jesus.
The back of Nini's head. I didn't know it was so bad to go back. And also, like, why? Because you were very rich. but the back of your head was Jim Crow poor, Mississippi poor.
It was
Hey,
Spirit
I'm from
Airlines.
Mississippi. We ain't that bad. That was just oof. That was
Spirit Airlines.
That was resurrection. That was Reconstruction bad.
Yes.
It just makes me wonder how long the back of her head looked like that, because she never thought to think about that.
Right. Like it just, her stylist must have been lying. I guess like never let the mirror turn to the back. But that was 2012. That was 2012. Hair looking like the end of the world.
Well, I would find my stylist if they made my hair look like a Party City wig.
But after getting to see Kenya really, now I will say, she dominated these episodes. Now, Cynthia is definitely a confessional assassin. And this is when Cynthia was still giving us her model looks. And she was like, okay, I'll just out pretty you. I'm also really looking forward to Penelope Thomas coming center stage. And we can really now see Penelope, without her, Cynthia just wouldn't have worked.
True. With the Sonic the Hedgehog wig, that killed me.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. That wig, you could just see that elastic band around it.
Y'all giving it a lot saying it's a wig. That's look like one of them old, really nasty, like those quick wigs where you just get a hair cap and you just glue the tracks on.
But what did we think of Miss Porsha? What did we think of early Porsha versus today's Porsha? Because we've also watched Porsha grow and change over these 12 years.
The more she's aged with the show, the more reckless and full she's got.
Or the same. She's been trying to marry rich ever since she started and failed.
Oh.
Well, sweet, she's from Hosea's line. It was trying to have the life that Giselle has always wanted. She's what she's supposed to be. She's supposed to be a debutante, but she's a little dumb and a little ghetto. She's supposed to be a rich man.
I mean, this is her first season, so she's come on hitched to her sissy. To her sissy.
Because the check cleared.
Yeah, well, but the prenup, she got nupped like Ashley Darby. She got Darby.
I mean, I will say this in her defense. She came on trying to do her best, trying to be a good wife, trying to, interact, and you could just see somebody that was out of their depth.
Do we think that Cordelia, oh my goodness, season 5 was such a pivotal time in pop culture. I forgot this was the year this started her first divorce.
Yeah.
She's working on her second now. And also a year later, Cordelia's bussy pictures were leaked.
Sure were. He always had.
What a time to be alive.
Booty Tooch.
Booty Toot Stewart.
I mean, they look pretty tooted.
But do we think that Cordell put her on here so when he divorced her, he could leave her with less than nothing? Because I think it took a good choice of her, a good chunk of her self-respect in that divorce.
I think we're assuming that she had in.
Ooh.
We're making a lot of assumptions today. Porsha just looked like she wanted to be a cat woman, but she wasn't smart enough to secure the bag. And unfortunately, there are a lot of women like Porsha, both young and old, who have done that.
Taylor's oldest time, right?
Right. If you gonna be a hussy out here, you gotta be a smart hussy. You gotta, make sure the paperwork right. Have your own access to the card, to the money, and start stacking your stuff on the side. Porsha didn't think about doing any of that, especially with the years of rumors about him.
And she's still making the same mistakes 12 years later. The growth. You went from marrying a rumored sissy, a booty tootin' Stewart, to a man that everybody was like, I don't know if that money real. I don't know if that money legal. And he didn't even have, I mean, is your marriage legal? Do you even have to get divorced? Because can't you get grounds of annulment because you thought he had the immigration status that he does not have and lied to you about it and had been using fake names since the 90s, since you was in diapers. These lies have been going on since Porsha Williams was in diapers. These lies were going on right now. This man was, according to federal court documents, this man was in the country illegally since the 90s. Porsha, you and I around the same age. In the 90s, we were children. This man was lying to the federal government when we were children, according to the federal government. That's where I'm getting it from federal charges. Fulton County.
This is why you keep your business out the fucking street.
I mean, 12 years later, and you're still doing it? You still can't get your Carfax on the man you married. And you can't, and also these marriages is quickie. This is your second time being married for 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't marry the one man that seems to have the more steady income, the hot dog dude.
Pull the leak, conceive, and leave with him.
But hold up now. I put that for on Porsha because Porsha was begging him to marry her. Dennis didn't want nothing to do with her. He wanted his child and to move on.
He did because he was moving on while she was still growing that child.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looked like he moving on to Fallon. They hanging out real tough and cute.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Dennis is gonna get free promotion for his hot dog line come heck or high water. He got child support.
Get that on Atlanta. Get that on Atlanta. That Fallon is getting her lick back. Please go right ahead. Do that. Let me see that on the storyline.
That would be fascinating. Who could Fallon's friend be?
Can you?
Oh God, get your plot line. Oh yes. I'm here for it. I bring Fallon back.
Listen, that would be another Shannon Bedore, Alexis Bellino, John Jansen. You know,
I have to say, and I also, Kenya, if I hear that read, I'm gonna need my $10,000. Now you had $20,000 for the Detroit school system. I'm just charging $10 for that read.
Also, Fallon and Kenya can get together again. It will actually work because they both need a podiatrist for those damn corns on their feet.
Oh Lord!
I'm sorry. Called Kenya Ashley. The way I felt in my seat.
I wonder why Kenya has corns because it's not like she ever runs through any man's mind.
I think she's flat-footed like her mind.
Also, let's see who else hasn't grown in the past 12 years. Who here is making the same mistake twice?
Nene.
Well, no, Nene made a whole new mistake that got her off the show. At least Portia's making the same mistake and getting paid for it.
Phaedra with Apollo, because he was arrested on March 11th for domestic violence.
Well, no, Phaedra left Apollo, so that would be smart.
She had him on Married to Medicine. You know what I mean? It's like reincorporating him into her storyline. That I would to give her one.
I think that was
trying to save her job.
I think that was tribute for Andy Cohen. I think she sent him right on to Andy's hotel room after that.
Like a little gift.
Gift with purchase.
On
the side, so I can get my.
He gives. That is what he gives. That is
like when we saw Amar and that other straight guy kissing Andy on the cheek when he ran into them day drinking in the West Village.
Oh yes, that was West from Summer House.
Yes. And speaking of those who made mistakes, like I said with Nene, you were you were the biggest reality star on the planet, and you had a fall from grace so extreme that you're now the mascot for Zeus. Your priorities, where the fuck are they?
Well, this is also when Nene was really rising and she thought she was about to leave Housewives. And this was only season 5 of it. So
Yeah.
we didn't know that stars, weren't going to be able to cross.
And she was shooting the new normal. I was actually called the Moose normal.
Let's see. Then we have and Kenya's plot line with Walter and his toupee.
Walter.
We have to talk about. And it's just to watch Kenya's divorce, which finally finalized.
The beginning of the stuntman.
Yeah, the beginning of the stuntmen, but also judging other women. Those two seem to go hand in hand.
But that's what made it so easy for her. Because you got left and not claimed by Walter. That's the best you could afford. It's 2012, so that's before the recession. You could have bought you a high price sister. You in Atlanta, girl.
Ooh!
You better take
Shady
your money
girl.
over to Riverdale and get you somebody who look like they worth something.
Isn't that the same season though when Nene walked in and saw Kenya's white appliances and the place that she
that's the
staying?
next season.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
no, that was the prior. Wait, it might have been. It might have been because she's in a house now, not an apartment.
Okay, that was the prior season. All right. Well, then we just know that she never learned how to upgrade certain things. She still has white appliance taste in men.
It still has white appliance.
Yeah, Rent-A-Center tasting man.
Very Kim Zolciak.
Oh, and Kim Zolciak, not that she's worth mentioning, but this is when she was all at this is one when Croy looks human. Let's start there. And
Croy ever human, to be honest.
I could recognize him as something, closer to Neanderthal than closer to a blow-up doll.
He wasn't poisoned by the bitterness of debt.
Yeah, exactly.
They
were driving off into the sunset in their own series, but they were also renting this mansion that they were getting put out of. And here we are 12 years later, and you're getting put out of the mansion that you should have owned by now outright, only had to throw a little property tax on the joker. And now here you are, over $1 million in debt to the IRS. Everybody knows how broke you are. You've driven your husband into bankruptcy 12 years later. And it's so funny on that first and second episode how you wanted to say such nasty things about Candy's house. Driving into the neighborhood, I had to lock my doors.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And Sweetie by her side. Welcome to the ghetto. Mm-hmm.
Well, as I always said about Kim Zolciak, she is a financial vampire that was like every man she dates. She's tawdry, impecunious, and an absolute fool. She deserves nothing but a kick in the face, that Meghan McCain-like looking ass.
Impecunious.
I thought the same thing.
Thank you for the read. Yes.
Impecunious.
Word of the day.
Impecunious. I just have to say, watching her get her just desserts and knowing 12 years ago, we let that bitch slide. We let her slide. Today, the dragging, the financial whiplash she would have gotten from that. Her show never would have happened if this was today.
Oh, absolutely not. Like I said, Walmart Meghan McCain would have got her ass handed to her.
The Muppetry. That's really what that whole era of this last season where she leaves and then tardy for the party. It became Muppetry.
Aaron, are you saying she's built like Janice?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a little Miss Piggy in there too. Not even a little.
Bye.
Truth hurts sometimes.
Candy Burris, however, is on her winning track. Her and Todd are happy as ever. And it's nice to know y'all are going to stay happy and winning for the next 12 years.
And on their full steam ahead with the Escape tour. Because like I still need another season, ladies. Y'all need to get over it and give me some more of that mess.
Thank you.
Her restaurant as well. That was also thriving at a point in time.
Yeah, but I'm ready for more. Latasha
the
trying
restaurants
to
ain't
sue.
thriving now, baby. You gonna go over there and catch you get some sickness. Gonna get some E. coli over there.
Ptomaine. You know the word means food poisoning. Ptomaine. I don't know why I love that so much.
Because we love your songs, Alex. That's why.
I mean, if YouTube doesn't work out, Diane, there's always commercial jingles.
They getting money. You better ask Pusha T. He's still getting his check off Arby's.
For real, I just need. I gotta start sending myself to the. Well, no, I have to make sure it's copywritten first. Mm-hmm. Well, on that note, I want to thank everybody for joining me. We will be doing this again very soon for the next group of episodes. So I hope we have fun on this little road down memory lane because ain't nothing else on. All right. And let us know where we can find you online.
Everybody check me out at psychic_ELB, where you can say that Diane sent you and get a discount on a psychic reading. We just had an eclipse. If y'all, some things came up, come on over and get a reading.
Anybody else got something to promote?
No, I've got nothing to promote.
All righty. Shady Guy, you got nothing?
I'm just a follower and longtime listener and lover of Alex, Diane Rodgers.
And funny lady.
One request. Just the one request. Can you also do a redo, go down memory lane of RHBR Potomac? Because I really would love to see Candace get bopped again now that she's leaving.
We're going to have to wait on that. I think everybody is so full up on Potomac right now. I will do a revamp of them, but like crop rotation, I got to let that head and that scalp a little tender. I got to let that set.
You need to ice it a little bit.
Yeah, I got to ice that a little bit because they have just been this dead horse. I'm like, let's get this episode over with.
It's covered in flies at this point.
Call it a day. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see